Hey y'all, it's me, Elias, here to deliver your tarot energy reading. It's been a while since I've said that. But yeah, I'm here for that. So I pulled Seven of Pentacles, Page of Cups. We've been getting pages and Knights of Cups, just a lot. And so I have to kind of reiterate and continue to explore this because patterns in tarot, repeating cards in tarots means I said what I said. So clearly, again, pages are pioneers. Pages are the introduction to the mastery of the suit. The minors, numbered, goes through the experiences that really help you kind of approach almost the elements of cups, which your connection, in a different way. And so, very immediately, Page of Cups asks you to be open. Page of Cups asks you to not bring in assumptions, to be curious about the sensations you feel, the reactions other people have, the sensations that you have in reaction to other people reacting, and really harnessing this ability within yourself to be able to decipher what connection is being highlighted at any given moment. That could be really general, but some specific examples of that could be understanding the true nature of why you feel the way that you feel about this specific thing. Why am I hurting inside? Because I don't address issues that are pertaining to the problem, right? Or I'm not curious enough about my emotions. I shut them down as soon as something comes up that isn't what I know how to handle, what I'm used to, or want to deal with, The thing with feelings and what we have to talk about when we're thinking of cups, right? The relationship to your body is something that, is said often, but what that really means, right? Relationship with your body, you don't control your feelings. Your body on its own produces emotions, produces feelings. You can mentally be prepared to go into this thing to, either be on guard, either, be like, I'm going to enjoy this really well. And you get there, energy is just not what it's supposed to be. And for whatever reason, things don't go how you expected them, for good or for ill. And the question always is, especially with the page, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why don't I feel how I feel like I should feel? Why am I trying to control my feelings? Why am I not observing and tending to them in an interesting way or a creative way? And really, that's kind of what the Page of Cups is asking of you, especially I want to say this month because that's kind of how I set these up, but really it's timeless. This is just a message that is supposed to be useful for you whenever you listen to it. And so check in with yourself, and check in with yourself not in a therapy kind of way, in a way where it's saying, am I happy? Do something that makes you happy. Do you feel like you need to be challenged? Do something challenging. Do you want to be entertained? Be entertained. Go find something entertaining. Don't think so hard about why the emotions necessarily exist, right? Even though I just told you to ask why. But sometimes when you can't immediately figure out the answer, you don't want to put yourself in this place where you don't feel anything, where you reject the emotions, where you almost don't learn the lesson of the Four of Cups, which is that sometimes apathy can hurt you in the end. And how do you take the lessons from the Five of Cups that you learned, the Six, the Seven, all of those lessons into this moment and say, let me use what I know to see what I see differently. And so Seven of Pentacles comes in and is really probably talking about the things that you've put energy into that may or may not be bearing fruit at this moment in time. But even if it isn't bearing fruit, something is happening, right? And the question is, even though it may be happening slow, it's happening, right? In connection with the Page of Cups, it's really, what is it? How do I feel about what I put my energy into? How do I feel about the things that I've invested into? stories, because we still are dealing with cups. But when we're talking about pentacles, we are talking about commitments, right? And I really, really push people to think about what they commit themselves to. Commitment, it's not always a job. Commitment is mental a lot of the time, right? You're saying, I'm going to do this goal. I'm going to accomplish this thing. I'm going to, commit myself to creating this pentacle. And sometimes that drives us really hard and blinds us. And so Page of Cups asks you just to come in and ask yourself whether or not what you have, what you've been doing, is still what you want to be doing. And is it what you should be doing? The question sometimes, or the answer, is sometimes, yeah. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe all of the stuff that I didn't realize I was putting energy into is actually bearing fruit. Like, remember I said, good or for ill, bearing fruit in a positive way. How do I look at what I already have and planted and have been waiting to bear fruit and see, wow, I didn't realize I wanted a mango when I planted it, I didn't realize I would like strawberries or whatever, I didn't realize I would want or like something, but here it is. And sometimes it takes us breaking down what we felt like we needed at some point, and it's not saying that may not even come into fruition. It's just, what is the timing? Okay. 7 of Pentacles is asking you to think about the timing of what your investments, where your investments are, where are they in this growth cycle? And sevens are point of view, and really thinking about and reconsidering what you identify as ripe and what you identify as needing more time in the ground. Okay? Finally, I'm gonna land with some Lenormand, and I'm not gonna do what I've done in the past, which is kind of like go through each thing, but I'm just gonna give you a summary, because that's kind of how Lenormand works a little bit better. So for those of you who are students trying to learn or practice from me, I pulled the Rider, I pulled Letter, and I pulled Ring. And it's really saying incoming commitment. Written, so I would look out for news coming to you in a written form that asks you to commit to something, that promises you something, that identifies a cycle that you're going to be joining or entering, and looking at that to being either the positive fruit or the thing that you need to reconsider. So take that as you will. Abelias, my books are open, and that's your tarot reading for February 2022, but timeless as always. See y'all around.